You know, when I take a quick glance around this room, I realize immediately that I'm surrounded by labels. And I also realize that this room is not much different than the world. We're surrounded by labels. Well, if we can get to the bottom of why we label a can, then I think we can get to the source of why we seek to label our fellow man. Why is it that we have a label on this specific can? Well, it helps me know that from this thin layer of paper that I can see that I've just picked up a can of sweet corn. But if I remove that frail layer, then I can't know the difference between a label that's been removed from that pink salmon or that pinto beans or this Chef Boyardee. And I believe we are afraid of what we do not know. And this fear of the unknown leads us to label our fellow man, which is so much more serious than the labeling of a can. But I trust the manufacturer that labeled this can, and that's why I know without a shadow of a doubt that when I open this, I'm going to know the contents within. And so that's why it's important that when we are interacting with our fellow man, that we trust the manufacturer. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image. In the image of God He created them, male and female He created them." So we must trust the manufacturer to understand what is inside of man. See, I can't even know what's inside my own heart. Jeremiah said that. He said, "The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately sick. Who can understand it?" I can't understand what's in your heart, and you cannot understand what's in my heart. So how can I label you and think that I can know exactly what is the contents within your heart if I can't even do that in my own? I can't even understand where my label should be. What should I be known as? You see, I was homeschooled. I was given a label as a homeschool kid. I was a preacher's kid. So I was also a missionary's kid in New Zealand. And so I was a PK, MK, HSK. And those labels became something that I was known for. Well, how? Why? I remember speaking to a young lady in college, and I told her I was homeschooled, and she immediately stopped the conversation, and she said, "You're not supposed to be able to have a conversation with me." And I said, "We've been talking this whole time." You see, it was her label that stopped the conversation. The moment we label someone, we pigeonhole them into a category so that we can understand that person. But it is so dangerous, and it is only Satan who would put it in our heart to think we can do that. That we would be the manufacturer of that person's heart. That's playing God. Because it says, "I, the Lord, search the heart and test the mind to give every man according to his ways, according to the fruit of his deeds." So when we're talking about the fruit of someone's deeds, let's rely on the manufacturer, let's rely on God, and rely on the label that He has given to us. And they were first called Christians in Antioch. And we realize that the Christians were known as the first fruits of His creatures. Whose creatures? The manufacturer. So if we'll rely on the manufacturer to tell us the contents within a can, then we'll rely on the manufacturer to tell us the contents within a man. They're in His hands, not mine. Be kind.